Welcome back, you fellow Yanks. We're here. We got a big week for the United States men's national team. A couple of friendlies coming up. We'll tell you what just happened.
Nice. USA falling 2-0 to Japan. Oh my gosh, am I upset. I'm upset with the performance. I'm upset with certain individuals. I'm upset with the coach. I'm upset.
Extreme disappointment. I mean, honestly, in September, 2.5 months before you leave for the World Cup, you put together not only this squad, but this 11 to start the game. 2.5 months before the World Cup. You're telling me you want to put that team out at the World Cup?
Look at every other team, every other nation. They're putting out the team that it's 90% their World Cup squad.
Yeah, that first game.
95%, even pretty much every player they want on their World Cup team is on the team now. For players who aren't, for like France, they have some players injured, but like they're injured. But they select their best 25, 26-man squad.
That they know they're going to have the most cohesion, the most chemistry, everything the best going into the World Cup, and having those best players in there, and have had those training sessions for the last 6, 12 months, depending on form. I mean, it's surprising to me that some of these players have been selected in not only the squad, but the starting 11 that we had versus Japan.
The starting 11, Pulisic was out injured. Okay, had a little knock in training. Don't want to risk it. I totally understand that. Don't let him play. Completely fine with me. But other decisions, like Aaron Long, I'm not a big fan of Aaron Long. I understand we have center back issues right now too, like Chris Richards is out, things like that. But still, I'm just so disappointed with the whole back line's performance. Walker Zimmerman didn't have a very good game at all.
Anthony Robinson is also out, so that does hurt. But also,
Sam Hines.
He's not known for his defensive prowess, really. He's more of the attacking wingback that we're known to for him. But still defensively, he is good.
Solid.
He's a solid player. But just the disconnect between the midfield and defense...
It was insane.
It was so apparent.
We couldn't get the ball from the back line to the midfield because Japan just basically outplayed us the whole game.
They outworked us too.
We couldn't get Tyler Adams said it after the game. He was super frustrated. McKinney had a really bad game. Adams, not a very good
Terrible
game.
passes from McKinney. There was a couple of times in the first half. He put us in real danger.
He has to be the guy on the field for us in that game. When you realize Pulisic's off, you have to be the guy. You have to be
the engine. You have to be the one to really connect, play up and down the pitch, whether it's attacking or defending. You have to be there.
And he did not.
He wasn't.
He didn't do that. Luca De La Torre didn't do very well.
Didn't take his opportunities.
I feel like we rely too much. I feel like Musa missing was so big in this game.
Yeah.
And he could bring the ball from midfield up. Nobody was doing that. Nobody was coming back. Our forwards, Ferreira, not a very good game.
They were making runs, but they weren't coming back to receive the ball at all because those runs were being tracked every time by the Japanese defense. So you know that, if they're going to go with me, then I'm going to go to the ball and get it. When nobody showed that initiative to do that.
Jesus Ferreira had a chance in the first half, a header off target. You have to put that away.
Could have changed the whole game right there.
Could have changed the whole game. You are the number one starter right now in Greg Berhalter's eyes. You have to put that away. I don't care if you're what type of forward you're, what type of striker he is. I know he's good at the link-up play, and he's really involved in the build-up and all that, but that's a free header.
You have to finish. I mean, that's the number one thing as a striker or a center forward. You have to finish. You have to score goals.
Is your job.
And whether we like it or not, like Tanner said, he is going to be, from everything we can see, the number 9 going into the World Cup. Yeah. And if you're that guy, if you are the number 9 that we have and that we are settled with, you need to score for us. You cannot just go into games blank like that. I mean, it was such clear chances that were just missed.
Reyna, not a very good game. I know he's coming back from injury and all that. Aronson played okay. You could see the effort, but again, it was just the whole team didn't do very well. Dest crossed it to Ferreira. It was a good cross. But, I mean, other than that, like...
Quiet game from Dest.
Nobody had a good game, really, at all. The only player who did anything relevant was Matt Turner. Matt Turner really saved us from losing 5-0, honestly.
Yeah. Some great moments there from the American. I mean,
yeah.
he's a number 2 at Arsenal, but really he should be a number 1 anywhere else. I mean, he is such a great goalie that I hate that he's on the bench for Arsenal. I wish he would start wherever he's at, but he's made that call, and I guess Berhalter's going to stick with him, and he made a right choice because he had a great game.
There is a good sign for that, though, him being the backup. There is so many games from now until the World Cup that he's going to get to play, I think, 8 times, it was said. He's going to get to play 8 times. If he starts the
Europa League,
the Europa League games
Community
that they're saying.
I'm sorry, not Community Shield. Carabao
Cup, things like that.
Yeah.
If he does start those games, which Arteta has shown to give him those chances, and he's done decently enough to keep his spot for those games, he'll get like 8 or 9 games or something between now and then. So that's pretty good.
Much
but at
needed.
the same time, Zach Steffen has earned his starting spot back, we think, in Middlesbrough, hopefully. But still, he has to earn that back and keep it.
Yeah, he's got a ways to go, really. I mean, he's honestly taken a step back in my eyes over the last 18 months. Matt Turner's really overtaken him, to my dismay, in the beginning. He's overtaken him to the number 1.
Especially after that performance. He showed out. And again, I'm sure he's going to get the start against Saudi Arabia. I hope we have to do something. We have to get a result. We should be playing these games like we're in a World Cup group stage. Like, that's how it should be treated. And Greg said that... Greg, after the game, oh my God. Greg Berhalter is so terrible.
You know what big fans we are.
He says we're still building. What do you mean we're still building? Bruh, it's not the time to be building.
You have a World Cup in 2.5 months.
It's the World Cup. Okay? You've done all the building. This should be all the building you've done.
You get 4 years.
You had all that building
before. You had 8 years. The United States had 8 years.
You had all that building before. Now it's time. We know our players are still developing, yes.
We're not asking to win it. We're asking to make a conscious effort to play as well as they can.
Not build.
To really show that the United States can compete at the highest level. Not only by getting into the knockout rounds, but by winning potentially a game, or maybe in our wildest dreams too. But obviously nobody's expecting us to win
It's just going in. It's just the words he says and what we want is not it at all. Why are we building? It's time to have your squad ready for the World Cup. No building your squad. There's no building. Like, it's time.
That's all we got for you guys today. We got Saudi Arabia on Tuesday. That'll be a good game. Hopefully the United States can actually bring it.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll let you know. Here's your meme.
Yes.
Peace out.